broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. Where my demons dwell, my own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. Oh, wait, I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday.
You can't get in shape because you don't have an hour to go do cardio every day. Well, nobody has time for that. I don't do an hour of cardio. I have never done an hour of cardio in the past 5-10 years, and I stay sub 10% body fat year round. Well, you could say, well, I have a couple injuries and I can't lift heavy. You don't have to lift heavy to get in shape. You could say, well, I can't.
Best days passes by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal. Eternal. lose my mind. I hope it's real. This life comes around. Just keep your faith and search for the fountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, all you beautiful people. Welcome back to the NECC, and it is Overwatch Wednesdays. And I know tonight there is a chill in the air, and I know winter is coming because my main man, Connor Breeze, is here with me tonight. What is up, Connor?
Not much. I'm excited. Another big Overwatch match tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, man, so exciting for you people tonight. We have two amazing matchups here on Overwatch Wednesday. We're going to start the night off in our Challengers division. Oh, we might have a change in that. But Central Methodist University comes into this match today 0-1, facing off against Howard Community College. The Dragons come into this match 1-0. And Connor, from what we've seen over the last 2 weeks, man, there has been high-paced action here in Overwatch, man. I think it's going to be an exciting matchup tonight for sure.
Oh, for sure. You can definitely agree on that one.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a second and say thank you to our partners. Thank you to our friends at Helix Esports for all that they do to allow us to be a part of the collegiate esports scene. And of course, our friends, our linear TV partner, if you're watching this right now, on our friends at ESTV, now available on Samsung Plus, TV Plus, and all Roku channels as well. And of course, the NFL Alumni Association, providing past and present players the opportunity to get involved in esports. Connor, wow, we're going to have a fun night tonight. What do you think for those people at home that may have never seen Overwatch at a high level? What can they expect to see tonight?
Honestly, it's going to be very, very high-paced gameplay tonight. We're looking at two teams that play at a high level. There's going to be lots of teamwork here, lots and lots of fast-paced clashes coming from out of both of these teams tonight.
Absolutely. And we're going to kick this off, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know the setup here. We have a best of 3 series. And we will play all 3 maps. The reason we will do that, a team might win this match 2 maps to 0, but we will play that 3rd map. Reason being, as we get through this 8-week season and we get towards the playoff push, some teams are going to be so close in record that we're going to need that differentiator for the playoffs, and that will come with map wins. We are so excited, ladies and gentlemen, here at the NECC, 5 days a week, you can catch live collegiate esports action. Connor, you've been here for a couple weeks with me now. What do you think about the NECC and everything that we're trying to do here? It's pretty exciting.
The NECC is doing some big things. I tell you what, it is very, very exciting, some of the things they're putting together for us. And as far as I've seen, these leagues are amazing. Great talent, great players, and great people. Really looking forward to the future.
Absolutely. And it looks like tonight, and we'll make sure as we get into it, but it looks like Howard Community College will be in the blue and Central Methodist University will be in the red. We will see how it starts out. We'll give you that clarification, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure. And we're going to kick the night off on Rialto. For those that are new to the game, Connor, what can you tell us about Rialto and what this gameplay is going to look like here in this first map of this best of 3?
Rialto is going to be looking really, really interesting. You know, the first point is always a hard push, but really it's all about the team compositions tonight. So every single team has different compositions that work for them, whether they're a brawl team, whether they're long range, you know, they're going to work with something different, and that will drastically change the way this map plays. It's hard to say as of right now.
And you know, I say this in multiple times, but I think one of the things that you said to me last week is so crucial for those people that are watching Overwatch tonight, maybe new to the channel. I mean, communication and positioning is basically everything in this game right now.
Oh, for sure. If it takes such a high level of teamwork, to put together these different compositions, these different, basically every map has its own composition that works for each team, whether or not they have some great hit scan characters for long range or they have some great run and gun up in your face characters. It really just depends on the team. So if they don't have good communication, they don't have good teamwork, it's going to be a long night for their team.
Absolutely. And speaking of a long night, don't forget that we do have a matchup for you, ladies and gentlemen. After this match, you're going to want to see that, as Hocking College will come in here facing St. Ambrose University, two teams in our Champions Division. That's going to be a fantastic matchup. While we get ready, we want to remind you that 5 days a week here at the NECC, we do have live esports starting on Monday night with myself and some guest casters at times. You might see some NFL players coming soon. You're going to want to stay tuned for Madden Mondays. Tuesday nights, myself and Voltage Plays come in and do world-class collegiate Valorant at a high level. And then on Wednesday nights, of course, my main man, Connor Breeze, is here with me for Overwatch Wednesdays. Tomorrow, we will pivot and see League of Legends right here live in the NECC. And, of course, we wrap everything up, put the race cars on the field, we drop the ball, and we play Rocket League right here on Friday nights live right here at the NECC. And, Connor, there's a lot of esports going on over here, my man.
Oh, big things are happening all week long here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, it's going to be a fun match. As I look at the gameplay right now, it looks like we are close. We look like we have the people in for both teams. We should be seeing some R's pretty soon in that chat. And man, Connor, I'm excited to get into some gameplay, and I know the people at home are excited to get into it too.
Oh, for sure tonight. It looks like both these teams are getting pretty ready here, and it looks like we're going to be starting up very soon.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight you will be seeing the point of view. Connor will be walking you through the stream. He will be in control of the camera angles, not to put you on the spot there, buddy, but he'll be showing you what he's seeing and telling you and basically walking you way through. Connor, a couple things. What do people need to listen for, and what do they need to look out for as you're giving them that in-game explanation? What do they need to listen for?
So there's a lot of audio cues in this game. So you'll hear different characters yell different things throughout the match, and you'll see on the screen the players acting accordingly. There is, the Diva Bomb, which is basically a large bomb that gets thrown by one of the characters in the game. And if you hear that audio cue, you'll see teams scatter to get behind a shield, get behind a wall, and move to cover. There's a lot of different things that can be happening tonight, and you just got to listen for all the different things that, could be called out by the characters, and you'll see these two teams interact very, very specially with every single one.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, put your seatbelts on. We are moments away from Overwatch Wednesday and collegiate Overwatch action right here at the NECC. And speaking of Overwatch, Connor, right now, that I know that with Overwatch is a game that fluctuates its meta so much. What are you seeing with the meta of this game right now as we get ready to go to Rialto?
So I've seen a lot of things. It seems to be a little all over the place. Double shield is always a good way to go. But it looks like there's a lot of brawl comps being using, a lot of Rhine, Zarya, a lot of up-in-your-face gameplay. I'll be really interested to see what these two teams pull out right now.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, as we jump over to the streets of Rialto, you can see that first corner. Connor, talk about that first corner right there. Like, as you're looking at it, such a crucial point to get those early picks and get momentum in this match.
So on this first point, some things you got to look out for is there's a lot of high ground. There's a lot of long-range characters, Widow, Hanzo, things that can get easy picks coming out the beginning. There is a bridge on the left here, although it is not used as much on the first point because it is a payload map. So you're going to want to wait until you get around this long bend here. And once you get around that bend, that's when the left bridge starts being used. So it's not too much of a concern right now. But the bridge in the middle is going to be very concerning, if they get knocked off with Rhine swings or any sort of momentum-changing abilities or moves. There's lots of things that can knock you off this bridge here. It's a very tight choke point. It's something you got to be careful of.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 seconds away from the opening map of this match. Let's get into it. Overwatch comes to the NECC live right now. Let's go.
It is looking like it's looking like they got a great Sonic Arrow off the beginning. It looks like they're clashing a dive comp coming out versus a Rhine Zarya. It'll be very, very interesting tonight. It looks like the attacking team has a very strong push forward, taking out the main tank, taking out the supports, and finishing them off very, very quickly. It is a team wipe off rip here.
Wow. Very impressive to just move forward with all that momentum. Like we said, get those early picks and push back. And now all the momentum is your favor as you go to that second choke point under that house.
It looks like they are regrouping here, trying to get a second touch before payload hits point here. Winston diving straight on with Reaper up in the face of everyone. It looks like an absolute rush here, but attacking team is just pushing forward very easily. It looks like we're going to need to see a change of pace on defense here to keep things under control. Payload moving forward. It looks like the same compositions are going to be used here. Monkey has Primal and Zenyatta sitting on payload, pushing it forward while the rest of the team pushes up. Slow push here from the defense, making sure they're all together and not coming back to payload too quickly here. Moira, damage orb. Both bubbles used by Zarya. Rhine echoed, and he hits a very, very fast shatter. It looks like the attacking team is just going to continue pushing here, and they are absolutely rolling tonight. Winston doesn't need to primal. They have Reaper ultimates as well, and the only ultimate on the defending team right now is the Mercy ult. It looks not very good for defense. It looks like they're going to need to change something up, and it looks like they have. They brought out a Bastion to kind of hold this last push here. Broke Winston bubble. They are being dived. Winston primals, and there comes the Reaper ult. They are just pushing this team back into spawn. Pin out a Rhine, but it doesn't look like it's going to do much good here. They are absolutely rolling tonight. Farah poking, just try to get some damage in, keep the enemy team back, trying to get some ult charge. It looks like 41% before barrage, so that may be able to get got before they... Oh, Zenyatta ult and grab. It looks like they're trying to push off through defense. Bastion is back to the back left corner, making lots and lots of damage, doing lots and lots of shield break on that Winston bubble, keeping him pushed back. It looks like defense is going to hold it here, and they're going to need to regroup for the next push here. Well, Jaron, you can see what's going on here. What's your kind of first thoughts of this match so far?
I mean, as we look at it, I mean, I think the easiest thing to see off the jump is just the sheer momentum. It took them, what, 30 seconds to win that first point, and it took another 25 to 45 seconds to win that second point. So I think for right now, as far as the red team goes, it's sheer momentum. Now the blue team trying to hold back here, but for me, right now, Connor, it's momentum as they were not able to get stopped all the way past that second checkpoint with not very far left to go here.
Oh, for sure, and I think that Bastion switch has been very, very big for them. Blue team grabbed right here with a Coalescence, but Blue Rhine reverse shouters and basically just pushes them back. You know, they got their momentum back, and it looks like they finally got something that's working for them, and they are not giving up on this last point. 4 minutes to go.
Gonna need to see a major regroup here if they have any chance to get this. For the blue team, just putting so much energy and so much stuff, holding those ults too. They have that Mercy ult, they have that Bastion tank ult, and now the Pharah ult as well, and a Coalescence. So a lot of ults for the blue team here.
For sure, and it looks like they switched off the Winston and they have their own Reinhardt. Double Reinhardt with the Echo ult, and it looks like they're trying to build that shatter very quickly. Barrage comes out in the background, gets Rhine and Zenyatta, and then they pick up the Moira as well. No more healers, and it looks like they are going to trickle down and be finished off here. Echo last surviving and is taken care of. Looks like the blue team has finally gotten their kind of composition together, and they're finally holding the red team back.
And what's impressive, Connor, like you said, what's impressive to get driven back so far in the early part of this map, to make a small change, make that Bastion change, and now to seemingly have all the momentum in your favor.
Yeah, the team composition is very, very important when it comes to Overwatch. Big grab coming out here by Blue. Zen ults just a little late, loses their main tank and off tank. They're going to have to be pushed back here again. You know, not being able to fully commit and go through that choke point there. It is a very dangerous area. Zen gets picked by the Pharah. That'll be a stagger for sure. They'll have to wait for him coming back from spawn.
Fantastic. And while we have a regroup here in the action, we want to remind you guys that you can follow us on social media at NECC Games on Twitter and Instagram, as well as right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/NECC_esports for 5 days a week. Collegiate esports lives here.
This is a very tough corner to push around here with the defense so bunkered in with their Bastion and Reinhardt. Bastion is becoming a real problem. Although he is feeding the Zarya bubble, the Zarya cannot stay alive to keep that charge, which is absolutely devastating for any Zarya mains out there. It's something that's really hard to work against, starting back from 0 and not being able to deal maximum damage like you want to be dealing throughout this game.
Connor, I guess I have a question for you. The question would be, if you're in this same situation, the regroups have not worked for this red team. What do you do as they try to go top right here to try to make something happen?
Well, it looks like they are switching characters. They have a soldier that ulted, but he was ultimately shattered by the defending Reinhardt. And it looks like they're attempting to change some things up. You know, they have a Genji for the deflections, but it is not doing enough. I might even want to see a Sombra for hacking the Bastion in the background and then diving on top of that Bastion, making him do significantly less damage moving forward. You know, there's a handful of things that you want to do to deal with Bastion and especially backline characters. Dive is great, but if you can't get through shields, it becomes a serious problem. We have Blade and Shatter coming out. Nobody gets got with the Shatter, and everyone survives the Blade. 2 ultimates were just absolutely burned there. Defending Moira ulted to keep everyone alive, and it looks like defending team has backed up into the corner. Zen ults, and they pin the opposing Reinhardt on defense, and it looks like Mercy has ulted as well. We hear the Bastion ult here, and he is doing big damage. Zarya grabs the defending team, and they are fighting. Bastion picks up a kill on the Zenyatta. Zarya picks up a kill on the Rhine, and also on the opposing Zarya, it looks like Rhine picks up the soldier, and it looks like defense is going to hold here. Overtime, it looks like somebody's touching still. Lucio for the touch. Bastion holding off everyone else. And that will be round 1.
Absolutely. And just for a clarification in our studio, Caleb, could you get us which team is which color, please? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we want to make sure we give you the right information. So Central Methodist University, CMU, is the red team, and you will have Howard Community College, the Dragons, over in blue. Connor, what did you see out of this first round right here?
You know, I'm really impressed with the way Howard handled themselves through that match. You know, they got pushed back very, very hard through the first 2 points. You know, it's something that is pretty difficult to come back from. Momentum is a big thing in this game here. And CMU, you know, they did a really good job at the beginning, but they could not get the composition right, and they could not take care of that Bastion at the end. You know, they were struggling. I wonder what they're going to do, you know, to hold this team here.
And as we look at the CMU lineup, it looks like they're going to have that dive setup. They're going to have the Winston, the Zarya, and bringing out the Ashe and the Soldier to maybe try to get a Mercy pocket on that, and obviously Mora stays the same. What do you think about that composition here by CMU?
I think that's a very interesting composition, especially for defense. They're going to have a very high-paced and very coordinated defense. They're going to have Ashe and Soldier pick the same targets that Winston is diving on. And Zarya is a little difficult here, but if played correctly, it can be very dangerous. It looks like we got the Sombra Genji flanking left side by Howard University, or Howard Community College. here. They are pushing in 2 different flanks here. They pick up the main healer, but main healer is rezzed by Mercy. Moira is back. It is a 5v6. It is kicking off here. Genji picking up some kills. Howard's Reinhardt goes down, but it looks like Genji is going to pick off the rest of the team here. Genji doing some serious work here for Howard.
Absolutely. And just all moving forward. And like you said, I'm impressed. I want to see what this Sombra does. That EMP just so violent and so OP right now. It's going to be impressive to see how they can incorporate her into this round.
That is very important. Winston diving in on Howard, contesting that point there. It looks like Genji blades early, gets the Mercy and the Ashe, and can he pick up another? Picks up the Winston, big 3-piece with that blade, and picks up 5. Absolutely dominating with Genji currently. He is a threat for sure. Moira staggers on point.
Uses that coalescence there, mainly just to, if anyone is trying to stick after that, just to keep them pushed back and maybe do some healing for her team. What an impressive play by Howard right now. The Dragons just nothing getting in their way at this point.
Unfortunately, Genji gets picked early, so it's a 5v6 situation. Howard's gonna have to back up unless they shatter and grab. Big plays coming out here. It's an even fight currently. Loses the Reinhardt. Can they keep up in this fight? Mercy rezzes the Reinhardt. Bob's on point by CMU. Soldier ults also from CMU. It looks like that it is in a bad position for Howard at this point. Monkey has Primal. It looks like CMU is going to take this point back slowly but surely. Moira backing out, hiding in the background, trying not to get staggered. Winston looking for her. Mercy gets out. Being dove by the Winston, but manages to get out. Sombra going after the Ashe in the top left here, while Moira finally fades out and gets back to her team. Howard pushing forward now. Winston with no bubble. Winston Primal's trying to get some environmental kills and get everybody off point. CMU also grabs, but Sombra EMPs. It's a big EMP to deal with there, but it looks like CMU is taking it in stride. But Genji with another big blade. Let's see if he can get any more picks with it. Gets taken out by the Winston. Coalescence though, and it looks like Howard is pushing forward strong here. Takes out the Winston. Ashe trying to get out. Looks like she'll get out safely. Sombra hacks a health pack for our team. Great team play here. Reinhardt coming back from spawn. It looks like Ashe is hacked by the Sombra. And it looks like they get out here just at the poking stage. Ashe has another Bob ready to go and sends it straight in to the back line of Howard. It might be something difficult to deal with, having your team split like this. It is looking like Howard is backing inside here with the health pack, just trying to avoid and line of sight that Bob right now, but CMU looks very aggressive. They get grabbed, but Soldier sights. CMU is looking very strong here, looking like they're going to hold this point again, and it looks like Howard's going to have to regroup and push again.
Connor, that is one of the things I love about competitive Overwatch. You think that all the momentum has gone Howard's way, a couple team fights, a couple massive ults by that Winston, and wow, and they stopped that run right there in its tracks.
Ultimates are an absolute necessity and game changer in this game here. Ultimates make even fights uneven. There's not a better way I could say it. Like right there, big shatter, takes out 3, matching with the Genji there, and it looks like Howard's going to be able to just, with that one ultimate, just push forward and take over that objective. CMU is regrouped. Monkey dives into the back line with no help, uses his bubble. Primals to stay on point here, trying to get that last touch from happening. Genji blading in the background, trying to get a pick. Gets the Ashe. Sombra finishes off the Winston. It looks contested 3v2 on point. 2 coalescents pop out. It looks like Zarya has grab as well from CMU. Genji in the backline on the Ashe, but it doesn't. It looks like he'll get the pick, but is taken out by Dynamite. They even trade there. And it's now 4v5 in CMU's favor here. Mercy reses and ults, making it a 5v5. Here comes the grab onto CMU, and Genji just cleans house again. It looks like they just have 2 left. Takes out the Winston, hacks and takes out the Moira. It is another team wipe from Howard.
Sorry about the disconnection there, Connor. Internet tried to get a little crazy here in central Kansas, but man, what a match we've had so far, and both teams getting far and then getting stalemated at the end. So let's see how this plays out.
Bob in the back line again, trying to get that Ryan to turn around, but the hack on the Bob makes it irrelevant. They get grabbed, but survive through it. Howard is up. It looks like Zarya's about to go down as well. Mercy, last one alive from CMU, gets staggered on point by Howard, and they push forward again. 50 meters. It looks like they're 10 meters from objective here. Winston dives on point, but here comes the EMP. Winston, all of his abilities were taken away there. So, Tracer on the left side. Here comes a coalescence by Howard. Primal comes out by CMU, and it looks like Blade as well from Howard. It looks like all the ultimates are getting out here. Moira goes down from CMU. It looks like they only pick one with that Blade, and it is an absolute fight for the game on point here. Another shatter comes out from Howard. It looks like Winston is all that's left, and they push forward with 1:05 to go on the clock. Moira gets a touch with coalescence, but does not survive for very long.
Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, Howard Community College, the Dragons win this first map. Connor, let's look at this play of the game and tell me what you're seeing here from Cozy.
Well, it is no surprise that it's most likely one of these big Genji plays he has. Big Blade in the background, gets the main heal first, takes off one of the main DPSs, takes the main tank, and then he just cleans up on the rest of the team there. There's nothing they could have done about that. That was a great play. 64% kill participation by the Genji. That's a very, very aggressive character.
Absolutely. Wow, Connor, in this first map, I mean, you're not sure what you're going to get. You see the momentum. Both teams get momentum, and then they get stalled with all this action. But then for Howard Community College, just continuing that pressure, adjusting their comps, and moving forward. I mean, it's very impressive. And for CMU, they're going to have to need to do something different.
Oh, for sure. And especially with Howard being able to keep their composure and move forward in a way that works for them. That is something that, you know, really kept them in this game and propelled them to the front and, you know, really got them that win. You know, if they resigned themselves and, you know, they took those first couple pushes as, you know, what the game was going to be for the rest of the time, it would have been a very, very short night. But instead, they brought themselves together. They picked a new composition. They worked together as a team to get things moving forward. And they pulled out that win right there.
Very impressive. And while we're waiting to go into this next map, we want to remind you and say thank you to our partners. Thank you to our friends at Helix Esports for all that they do for us here at the NECC. And of course, our linear TV partner, our friends at ESTV, now available on Samsung TV Plus and the Roku channel as well, bringing you some of the top esports action from around the world, and of course the NFL Alumni Association. Connor, as we switch focus and we go to Hollywood, man, what are you looking for in this team here, or in this map?
Hollywood has a lot of different angles that can be dangerous for characters here. There's a lot of high ground. There is one in the back right underneath Water Tower where it is a great sniper's advantage point, maybe even a Torbjorn turret to take care of any aerial combatants that they might come into. First point is a long way to go to the first choke, but it is a definitely advantage for the defending team here. They are in a very good position to just hold out and take over this point and just keep it locked down. I would say it's probably, 500 meters before they even get to the first choke point. So the defending team has a lot of room to keep this team at bay and you really get their work together here.
Absolutely. And Howard Community College, after winning that first map, they come into today's match, Connor, at 1-0, and CMU coming in at 0-1. As we're about 15 seconds away from the start of this second map, you can see why Howard comes into this match 1-0. They seem to be playing together as a team, and it's extremely impressive.
It is very, very impressive. And what I'm seeing here might pose an issue. It looks like there is an echo on CMU, which may very much counter a lot of the characters they'll be dealing with. That echo will be very, very hard to deal with moving forward. They have a lot of close range characters on Howard right now, and it might be difficult. That Farah is most likely the only one that will be able to do any real damage, and even then it is a very difficult thing to deal with. Reaper doing Reaper things, takes out the main tank immediately. Junkrat also goes down. It looks like Howard is very strongly holding this point. CMU uses an Ana-Moira combination, which can be absolutely devastating if used correctly. You know, those anti-nades are something you really got to watch out for. Echo trying to take the high ground, gets big burst damage on Reaper, but Farah and but Mercy and Moira keep him alive. Echo trying to get some big burst damage down on Howard right now, just absolutely poking, but hits the ground for a split second, and Zarya takes Echo out. And now it looks like Howard's pushing forward again. Ryan slept momentarily, but damaged, so he is back up and in this fight. Reaper hooked into another tank. That Roadhog picked the wrong person, and Reaper absolutely gave him the work right there. Zarya picks another character that you don't see very much. Widow picked for a slight second, but then changed to McCree. Regrouping 2 off tanks now from CMU. It looks like they don't want to shield and they just want to push forward. Lots of ults here. Roadhog, Nano, 2 coalescences. Grav comes out as well from Howard. Reaper ults for just a second. Reinhardt slept in the background on Howard. He is waiting in the background, but does not seem to matter much to Howard. They are pushing forward, aggressive as ever.
Impressive.
Moira, quick damage orb, trying to get some quick points there. It looks like 44% to another coalesce. Echo ults. Fast shatter. Shatters one, but pins Ryan in the background. It looks like lots of ults are coming here. Whole Hog, Mercy, ults in the air. Echo is still alive as Reinhardt, just taken out of Echo. Howard, big shatter there. Shatters the whole Roadhog and pins him, but Roadhog stays up with his breather, but not for very long. It looks like Howard's going to hold this point down 2.
Connor, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Connor, but anytime that you could be that Ryan and shatter the entire team on the opposing side and pin through and say, you know what, I'll take my pick of the litter, that's exactly how you want that shatter to play out. Holy moly.
For sure. It feels good when you hit big shatters as Reinhardt. That's probably the most fun part about the character. Gets grabbed and coalesced, but the counter coalescence comes out yet again. These Moiras are on point here. Roadhog gets the pick on the Reaper finally. They are up. Central Methodist is now running through Howard here. Pin from Ryan onto Hog, but it does not look like it's going to matter very much. It looks like Roadhog is just going to clean up on the tanks with their DPS. Farah, no more touching. It does not look like Howard's going to get another touch on this point. It looks like CMU is going to take this one and push forward to the next point.
And for everyone watching at home, if you're new to Overwatch, now that the payload has been secured, you will see that timeline at the top of your screen in red. They need to move that cart down the timeline to get to that first checkpoint to get some more time added, and that gold checkpoint is the final stop where they need to get to. Connor, impressive action as a grab comes out on point here.
Oh, absolutely impressive. Something we missed there was Tracer stuck Reinhardt, but a quick Zarya bubble saved his life there from being picked, and that is really what's brought the Reinhardt back to his team to be able to help with that team kill right there. Lots of switches coming out from CMU, going back to a Junkrat, now Soldier, with Tracer as the second DPS there. Tracer's looking like in the back left, maybe thinking about going for a flank here. Coalesces comes out. Mercy ults this time to counter it. Whole Hog comes out, but Big Shatter comes out and counters that Whole Hog there. It looks like Howard is dropping into them. Reinhardt, big ante, but the Zarya bubble kept him back up, and it looks like Howard's going to hold this point yet again. Although Ryan is slept in a very close spot to their spawn, wakes up and drops back to the corner to hold that same corner they've been holding. Quick spray there. Interesting looking spray there. Definitely has something to do with that gameplay going on there. It looks like he's saying, no, I'm going to stop this every time. Very confident play coming out of this Reinhardt right here.
Very impressive.
Doom dives in, gets bubbled by Zarya. Moira's Coalescence goes in here. And it looks like they're just playing a quick poke and just really protecting that objective there. Roadhog hooks Zarya, but Zarya bubbles in time. Nano Moira with a Coalescence. It looks like Howard's going to play it safe here. They're down a few. They're down 2 here. Down 3 with that Reaper going down. It looks like they're going to have to back up. Doomfist back in the action. Can't get a pick. And it looks like CMU is going to push forward here. 30 seconds left on the clock. Support's trying to get out.
And you would hope that the momentum could shift here for CMU as they capture the point. They got the cart, they move forward, and were just stalled after that first door. And now let's see if they can keep this together as Howard regroups and comes back on the point.
Mercy hooked by the Roadhog, but bubbled and saved by Zarya. Doom goes down, Mercy goes down, and Zarya goes down to that bomb there. Reaper picks one with his ult, but that was not the best time for an ultimate because he got picked after 3 of his teammates went down. He tried to change the momentum there, but it looks like CMU is going to get this next point and put a minute 30 back on the clock.
And they do. Connor, explain a little bit about that missing that ult there, that untimely ult. That sure can't change the momentum in a match like this.
You know that ult, being missed there. I understand what he was going for. He really wanted to be the hero. He wanted to save his team. He wanted to prevent them from getting any final touches. And if that Death Blossom goes off uninterrupted, it can be absolutely devastating to another team. But being down 3 like that, losing that ult charge and that ultimate could be win or loss for this team here. We'll have to see how he comes back from it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Soldier taking some pot shots from the high ground in the background. It looks like Howard is a little split up here, fighting for both the left and right door. Doomfist dropping off the high ground, coming back to his team. It looks like Doom grab is what we're looking at here. Doom damages in, but gets picked by the Soldier. Reinhardt with the flank, but is blocked there. Loses Shatter. This is not looking good for Howard right here. Mercy in a bad way, flies back to Zarya, gets behind cover again. Damage boosts the Reaper, and let's see if they can get any extra play here. It looks like they are antied. Roadhog coming in. Reaper fades out to avoid getting killed, but gets slept on payload. They finish the Reaper. Doomfist, all that's alive right now. Moira, antied on point, fades onto point, and just contests for as long as she can. It looks like one last touch by a Winston. And Ball, it looks like they are staggering onto point, keeping it contested, preventing CMU from finishing that last meter and getting on point. They are just diving onto the point, hoping they get some picks here, but it was not enough, and CMU finally takes the full point and finishes round 1.
And man, how about, let's talk about CMU for just a second, Connor. How about the way that they lose that first map, basically ran through by Howard in that first map, and now to come out here and show that kind of presence in that first push. And man, you got to think that it's extremely impressive. I'd love to see what's going on in that arena right now as they come back together and do some more communicating, and we're able to pull off a very successful run there on that objective. I mean, what are you seeing right now out of CMU?
Oh, the energy in that arena right now must be electric. They must be really excited, really, really all about what they've been doing today. They've been working hard, and they finally got some satisfaction of taking a point, and we really need to see that kind of work from them keep up for the rest of this match.
CMU going to try to keep that momentum as they try to hold here. They do bring the Reaper out. They have the Reaper, the Soldier. They take the Ana and the Mora, Hog, Zarya. It's going to be impressive to see how they play. As we do see the Bastion, what do you see from the other side as you look at Howard's comp?
There is a real dangerous double shield composition coming out of Howard here. Now, it looks like their goal is to get onto payload and pirate ship. It looks like they're looking at a Bastion with a Reinhardt and Sigma, so the double shield is very, very potent, as well as the Mercy for the damage boost on the Bastion, and then they have the Baptiste for that immortality. Going high ground now with the teleport from the Symmetra, and it looks like they're going to set up here with the Bastion damage boosted, and they're going to do some work to the other team, seeing as they don't have any shields. They really took a look at their team composition, and they did some good things. Bastion, unfortunately, hooked by the Roadhog and is taken out, but it looks like the rest of the team is sticking together very, very well. Reinhardt, oh, Bastion is rezzed. Reinhardt goes, oh no, Sigma rezzed, but Reinhardt and Mercy go down, though. It looks like they are going to lose that fight 1-3, except Symmetra in the background on point puts down a teleport and gets out of there, and looks like she gets out, placing some cheeky turrets down, you know, getting some quick damage and preventing access to that room on the right there.
Connor, as Howard takes that top line, you think they're going to do all that damage. I think something needs to be said about that Roadhog able to pull down that Bastion and then catch the Reinhardt as he comes down, shutting that down and not losing point there. What an impressive play with that Roadhog.
Yeah, and that's a very tough thing to do, because once you lose the advantage of surprise right there, it is very hard to try the same thing twice. But I'm surprised they switched so quickly to a Doomfist, although he is getting picks, takes out the Soldier, and it looks like they took inside Cafe, and they're absolutely pushing forward from the inside, something I don't think CMU was prepared for this fight. Mercy flying in the air, you know, getting some good heals off, and it looks like they're going to take this point here. What a play.
And Connor, as we talk about communication, how about the communication to take that, try to take the top line and get shut down by CMU, but then to regroup and say, no, we're going to go side. Holy moly, what a play by the Dragons there.
Yeah, and you know what? That Doomfist was getting some value, but he just could not get out in time. The Moira finishes him off real quick, but spawn is close, and that's something we got to keep in mind. It looks like Howard is going to back up here. You know, they could not get to that point quick enough, and they got a few unlucky picks, but it looks like they're coming back, and they're ready to push forward again. Reaper instead of Doomfist here, coming out of Cozy. And it looks like they're finally back together, and they're looking like they're going to start pushing right now. All on payload, but Death Blossom comes out, misses the shatter on the Death Blossom, and that is what I was talking about with a dangerous, dangerous ultimate, especially nanoed. A lot of ultimates coming out of CMU there, but it looks like the ultimate advantage is roughly the same out of these two teams, so they could afford to use those ultimates and guarantee themselves a team fight.
And what a massive Death Blossom to stop the momentum there. So impressive.
Another big change out of Howard here. Farah instead of Symmetra. Reaper in the background on supports, but Reaper does not make it out. Soldier from CMU sights and picks 3. And it looks like Howard is playing very split here. Window comes out from Baptiste. Fire Strike hits a pole. Unlucky. That's a big damage that could have been done to one of those tanks. Pushing forward, Reinhardt, Zarya. Grab comes out, and it looks like they're going to pick the Zarya. Can they get the Roadhog as well? They do, and they're pushing forward with 4 on payload, the rest coming back from spawn. Farah going above. Shots on the Reaper, but the Reaper was there, and the Farah was not expecting it. Takes out Farah. Reaper on the high ground there. 70% to ultimate. Now Howard's Reaper goes and takes him off high ground, and he retreats back to the rest of his team. Baptiste taking the high ground for some big heals, basically some safe space for him. Soldier in the background as well, getting some good shots off, and here comes a grab by CMU, and it looks very dangerous. Whole Hog as well, and Nano. It looks like they are not afraid to use ultimates in this game here. They are using ultimates almost as they get them. All ultimates that they had available, they used there, except for Reaper Death Blossom, because he got at the end of the fight. It looks like he might combo Coalescence and Death Blossom there if they combo it at all. Maybe Reaper tries to get a quick flank on the team and gets behind them and drops that Death Blossom. We'll have to see here. But it is very, very interesting to see their use of, you know, lots of ultimates right back to back to back. Howard pushing forward, getting some pokes, and here comes that Reaper flank I was talking about. Gets on the Mercy, but could not get a kill. Here comes that Death Blossom, but Immortality Field and Shield come up in time. Nothing they could do. They drop Window, try to get that Fire Strike through, but misses. Soldier on CMU getting some good damage in. Moira on CMU also coalescing. It looks like they're getting, Howard is getting pushed back again. Mercy ultimates, but it does not look like they're getting too far with it. Mercy flying around. Here comes the grab, though. This could be huge. With the barrage, the combination is massive, and it looks like Soldier is the only one left to take on anyone, but he does not last very long there, and they're getting almost a free push to the doors.
And you talk about using those ults from the CMU. How about the Pharah ult there? Basically turns the entire momentum as they move forward, as the Reaper jumps on point for CMU right now.
You know, that Reaper had some big plays there, and he really stopped Howard from progressing to that point, but it does not look like it's stopping them for very long, with that Reaper really coming in clutch and, you know, taking out the remainder of the team. But the ultimate use from both teams is very strong. Howard, you know, combining the Grav with the Barrage is a very, very powerful combination that you got to look out for. You know, using those ults together is something that you want to do every single time as a competitive Overwatch team. It gives you the best use out of all of your damage, the best chance for getting team wipes, and everything you need to win your match. Some quick poke damage. Reaper on the high ground takes out the Pharah. Rezzed by Mercy. 30 seconds for Mercy. Sights and Nano. Nano Visor's another big combination you got to look out for there. It's a lot of damage. And as you can see there, Howard could not keep up with the amount of damage being put out. That is a very, very potent combination. And it looks like Howard is going back to the spawn room with 60 seconds left.
And you can have, you talk about using all those ults, but there's something to be said. All those team fights that CMU has been able to win, just dropping those massive ults to win those team fights and stop the momentum. Let's see how it plays out right here with not very far left to go. About 45 meters.
Reinhardt with a huge shatter, taking out 2, 3, 4. It looks like Reaper's in the background from CMU trying to get a Death Blossom off, gets the Mercy, but no one else. Roadhog goes down, and it looks like they have a very, very strong push here. Unfortunately, Spawn is right there, so it looks like CMU will get another good stop before this match is over. 12 seconds left on the clock. Can Howard push through to the end and bring this match to overtime? Grab on the Mercy. Window goes down, but healers are separated from the rest of the team from Howard. Barrage goes out, but is slept by the Ana. Ryan goes down. Pharah goes down. Whole Hog takes out Zarya and Reaper, and that's another team kill. And CMU takes this match.
And Connor, first of all, let's watch the play of the game and tell me what you're seeing as you see this play of the game, and then I definitely have some stuff to talk about.
Big Reaper play, nothing surprising out of this one. Nano Death Blossom is a very dangerous combination. It can take out Lamp from Baptiste, which basically is an immortality field. And, you know, it is very, very dangerous. So if you're within the direct vicinity of a Reaper when he Death Blossoms, you better hope you have a shield.
Absolutely. And as we come back to the studio here, we do want to remind you, we say thank you to our partners, our friends at Helix Esports, for allowing us to do what we do, our linear TV partner at ESTV, now available on Samsung TV Plus. And Connor, how about, I think that you have to, I'd love for you to touch on this, because the way that CMU, they did lose some team fights, and I know that they did not really stagger their ults. They used them as they had them. But for CMU, how about that last push? The map is on the line. There's not far for the Dragons to have to go, and for CMU to come out to be able to sleep the Pharah mid-air and win the team fight and win the map. I mean, it's impressive the way that they're communicating and playing as a team. I mean, it's what won them the map by far.
You know, supports don't get a lot of love, especially in highlight reels and things like that. But that Ana being able to sleep ultimates the way Ana was, you know, sleeping Reaper, sleeping Reinhardt, sleeping some big time key players is always a good thing to have in your back pocket. And Ana that is capable of hitting those shots on that long cooldown and being able to give your team a serious advantage. It's something that you need to see more of moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a match that we have seen so far. It is tied up 1-1. And with that being said, we look to the east and we head to Lijiang Tower. As we're going around and we're looking at that center room here, a different game mode here. Connor, let people know what they're going to see here before we assemble our heroes.
So basically, spawns are on the opposite sides, and they're basically fighting over this main objective in the middle here. Both teams are going to be fighting for control over this point and this point alone. They're going to be moving, and as long as one team had gotten control of that, as long as there's at least one member of that team staying in or around that point before the other team fully captures it, they will keep control of that point. You'll have to get a team wipe to really take control of this point.
And as I look at CMU, Central Methodist University comes out, they're going to be running that Hog Zarya again that worked for them in the past. The Reaper comes out as well. They do switch off the Ana and go with the Lucio here. What are you seeing from the Dragons over there?
It looks like Ryan Zarya, which is a very good brawl comp, which is what you'll be doing on this map here. The Ana's another good pick, especially with no shields from the other team. You can sleep a Moira, you can sleep a Roadhog very easily if he's whole hogging. You can sleep a Reaper if he's death blossoming, if you're fast enough. You know, there's a lot of good things you can see out of a Ana, as well as you're seeing a Brig. Brig's a great brawl support character, so I'd love to see it. Junkrat separated from his team, leaving spawn a little late. Gets picked off early, and it looks like Howard has gotten behind the rest of CMU. Reaper goes down from a Moira damage orb, and it looks like Ana as well. So Brig is the last support for Howard, but they're still pushing forward. It looks like CMU is going to take this point, though, and it looks like Howard needs a team wipe to take over from here on out. It looks like Junkrat's coming back from spawn. That's some big shield damage, some big AoE damage you're seeing from him in the background. Ryan doing what Ryan does best and brawling, but Hog hooks him and takes him out. It looks like Zarya Reaper are last on point, looking to try to slowly back out. Reaper, on the other hand, going straight into the enemy team and paying for it. It's unfortunate. Sometimes you just see those health bars go down and you just want to finish them off. You know, Roadhog going down would have been a pretty serious advantage, but he could not get the damage out quick enough. It looks like Howard is regrouped here. Riptire coming in from the side. Can they block it? From behind, picks the Reaper. No, it does not. Yeah, picks the Reaper with Roadhog. Whole Hog comes out. Another Junkratire comes in, this time from Howard. Picks the Lucio. Reaper finishes off the Hog, and it looks like Howard's going to take over from here.
And that impressive junk play to come out of spawn, and those two early picks that cost your team that team fight to come back and get that tire and be able to take over this point here. That's a huge play by Nile there on that Junkrat play.
CMU pushing with beat. Hog slept but woke up immediately. Big shatter coming out of Howard's Rhine here. And it looks like Reaper is dropped on the back of the enemy team and is throwing down. It looks like he was assisted with an Ana-nade. That is huge for disadvantaging your teammates. You know, being able to take away, you know, heals from the other team is a very dangerous thing to deal with, and it looks like they executed that perfectly there. Moira throwing in a damage orb, trying to get some quick ultimate charge. Reaper going to the high ground here. It looks like CMU is going from underneath, from middle, and they're trying to push. Hog slept again, but not taken advantage of by their team and woken immediately up. Reaper drops down and Death Blossoms. Does not get a pick. Eventually picks the Zarya, but the counter Death Blossom was bigger from CMU. It is an absolute brawl. Both teams split here, but CMU's at the disadvantage. Moira goes down finally, and there goes the junk. All that's left is the Lucio on speed here, attempting to get out, but could not get away from that Reaper in time. 75% to 52% in Howard's favor. And it looks like CMU is going to regroup and push again.
Connor, the Reaper play for both teams has been so crucial into each team's success. That just so dangerous as we have a tire coming in now.
Tire picks 2, Howard down 3, but the reverse tire only picks the Lucio. But the anti-nade is huge. It picks another one, but they could not get the Roadhog in time. And Junk is slept on the side by Ana, but Ana could not get away. Howard at 99% is going to regroup and push again, with CMU climbing from 60. Let's see how far they can get here. Grab coming out from Howard. Big anti-nade. Picks Lucio and Roadhog, one of the main tanks and healers going down. That is a very, very scary thing to deal with there. It looks like Howard's pushing forward very aggressively. Cozy picks the enemy Reaper. Zarya and Junkrat go down. Ball coming out of CMU to point. It's a very, very good character on this map, but unfortunately he could not get away. Lucio contesting for CMU, seeing if they can get a touch. Overtime is ticking down. It does not look like CMU will be able to get a touch here. Objective secured.
And ladies and gentlemen, Howard Community College, the Dragons, catch this point and take this first round of this last map. And Connor, they come into today 1-0, and Central Methodist, you have to give them credit for battling out coming into this match 0-1. I mean, we're pretty close. We're going to need to see for CMU, if they're going to want to stay in this match, they have to win it right here.
Oh, for sure. There is a lot of teamwork that's going on. There's a lot of conversation that must be going on in the CMU locker room right now in the arena. You know, it's something that they need to, you know, really pull together and push through to get this point on this round. Looks like they hop off Lucio and switch to a Moira. Pharmacy coming out from CMU. Nothing to deal with it from Howard. Howard pushing the left and trying to go for a more of a brawl composition with CMU's Pharmacy taking some long-range pop shots. Looks like they're starting to clash here. They got a Winston for the main tank for CMU currently. Junkrat goes down from Howard. And there goes Brig as well. CMU up 6-4. It looks like CMU is going to take this point first as well. Cozy picks the Winston, and the Fire Strike picks the Moira, but the Reinhardt goes down. They pick the Pharah and the Moira, but Pharah is rezzed, and they are getting pushed back as we speak. CMU has very strong control at this point. The Nano very quickly came out from the Ana here onto the Zarya, but the Zarya could not survive, but grabs as she goes off. That is an unfortunate use of that ultimate. It looks like Brig is also being staggered by the Winston here. Let's see if Brig can get out. And it looks like she can, although that Pharah is still taking pot shots at Howard.
And for CMU, this is exactly what you wanted to have happen. Early control of the point. You have to win this match to avoid elimination. You have to keep this control. Let's see how it plays out as the Dragons try to take the backside here.
And also, unfortunate play from Ryan. An accidental shift has brought him off map. It looks like they're going to have to regroup without their main tank. If they keep pushing this, it could go very dangerous. CMU has ult advantage, and they're showing that right now with sights from Soldier, knowing that they don't have a shield tank to deal with it. Although they are outplaying right now, picks the Zarya and the Soldier. You know, Doomfist is a very, very dangerous character with that one-shot potential, and they are pushing right onto the point. Doesn't matter if they were down a main tank, doesn't matter if they're getting ultimates used on them. They are pushing through for sure here. And it looks like they're going to take the point 0% to 77%. CMU, a very commanding lead as this round progresses.
And I think all credit right there has to go to that Zarya and Doomfist. As your tank, as your Reinhardt flies off the map, you still come together and take that point. It's extremely impressive.
Distracted slightly by the Pharah. Soldier gets some pot shots in the background. Big shatter on the Winston. And here comes a barrage from the background. It is very even so far. It looks like 3v3. 2 supports and a... Oh, it looks like CMU is actually going to fully take over here. Zarya attempting to get out. Jumps off, does the smart play instead of giving the other team any ultimate advantage. Really does a good job trying to get out there, you know. Saw the team fight was lost and kept moving back. Looks like they're going to push that middle room again. CMU has 15% before 100. Let's see, they'll have to get there very quickly. Reaper out in front trying to get that touch. 8% left before 100. They'll have to push in. It's now or never for Howard. They got a touch. 99, they've brought it into overtime. Cozy with the Death Blossom and the grab and the Doomfist ultimate and the barrage, dropping off ultimate after ultimate after ultimate. I also see a coalesce there. Ana's the only one that didn't use an ultimate, but Ana was not in the fight, unfortunately. It looks like CMU will take that round.
And Connor, I tell you what, man, how about third map, 1-1 to the third round of the third map? Connor, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if college esports gets any better than this action right now.
You know, some high skill gameplay from some high ability esports athletes. You know, this is the kind of gameplay that you want to watch when you're watching Overwatch.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. The Howard Community College Dragons in the blue facing off against Central Methodist University in the red. All comes down to this map as we go. Welcome to Overwatch Wednesday here at the NECC. Connor, let's do it.
It looks like the Pharmacy is a very commanding duo right there that they're looking at, you know, getting some good pot shots in, and it looks like Howard is not really choosing anything to deal with it, although it is kind of tight on objective. It's still a pretty good place for Farah to rain down some uncontested shots. It's a very dangerous thing to deal with here. Reaper hopping in on the Winston, trying to take care of him. Farah falls off the map. Not sure quite what happened there, but Mercy coming in for the res and gets stuffed by Howard. Howard with a quick team kill, doesn't lose anyone, and has the ultimate advantage moving forward. CMU, same composition as they regroup. Looks like they're pushing through main gate, minus the Farah, who's backing off slightly, trying to get her jetpack back. Winston dives the back line. Ryan stays in the front from Howard, really dealing with the rest. Winston primals and takes out several. It looks like CMU has a clear advantage here. Doomfist misses his punch, and Mercy gets off a res. Doomfist gets out there, and CMU retakes point. Very, very close game that we have here tonight.
And it all comes down to this. Talk about getting that early position for Howard, and then to lose it right there in that team fight. You would hope that you could regroup here, because all roads lead to right now. It
looks like the barrage is going to come out from CMU and pick another 3. Mercy uses her ult. Farah coming out from Howard, stuffs the res. It looks like the Farah is going to be played by Howard now. No Mercy right now, so no heals. Trying to revert back to the back of the map, back to spawn to pick up that Mercy, get those heals. Whereas the other 4 Howard players are moving in now. Double coalescence with a Reaper ult in the background. Takes out a couple. Winston still on point, tries to jetpack out the window, misses the jump and gets stuffed by the Reaper. Mercy battles and takes out the Farah, something you love to see. Now it's Farah Mercy from CMU in the background. Little out of position, but let's see if they can get away. Mercy and Farah still together, and it looks like they are back together, getting some pot shots, getting some quick ultimate charge, getting ready for that next fight. Winston hops back in on the Reinhardt. Howard's Mercy flies out of that barrage very, very quickly. You know, big heals coming out from that support player right there. Moira and Reaper go down. It looks like CMU has a clear advantage here. Mercy flying around, keep trying to get those heals on. Reinhardt off the edge again. Unlucky falls here tonight. And it looks like CMU is going to take point once again, keeping it extremely, extremely close. 69% to 60. Howard in the lead. Howard regrouping, switching to a Soldier Sombra combo for the DPS. Howard grabbed, shield stays up. No one goes down, loses shield, loses Soldier. CMU is pushing forward again, now overtaking the lead by about 12% and pushing Howard back into spawn. This is not what you'd want to see if you're Howard College right now.
And if you're Central Methodist University, you come into this game 0-1, everything riding on it, try to get your first win at 95%. This is the opportunity to get your first win of the season right here, Connor.
And there's 2% if they can get a touch with that Sombra, which was incredibly, incredibly smart, actually overtakes the point. C9 coming out from CMU. They retake point here. Let's see if Soldier can get a touch before overtime unlocked, stays alive and just kind of waits, trying to stagger himself as much as possible just to wait and try to get that overtime to last, but they could not get another touch. Great effort by Howard there, but it was not enough. Good games all the way around.
Wow, and let's look again. What a match as CMU takes it 2-1. Let's look at Cozy and let's see this Reaper play of the game.
He's nanoed. Not even going to use the Death Blossom here. Knows he doesn't need to use it. Knows he just needs to get shots on target. You know, great play from Cozy tonight. He had really good Genji skills tonight. You know, he got a lot of picks there. He got a lot of picks as Reaper. He did everything he could tonight as a DPS player.
And as we come back to the studio, I mean, Connor, Howard Community College comes into this match, and I think, Connor, you and I both can agree, it looked like they had all the momentum at the start of this match, taking that first very early point in Rialto, and it looked like they were just going to run through this Central Methodist University Eagles team, and it turns around, and here we sit, Connor, 2-1 win for Central Methodist University. I think if you're CMU in that arena right now, it's pretty hyped and excited right now.
For sure. I think you might have that one slightly backwards. We didn't have names until the a little bit in. Somebody sent it to us a little backwards, but I do agree there's a lot of energy coming out through that first game, you know, going 2 points forward and then, you know, having it absolutely stuffed at the goal line. You know, it is a hard thing to deal with for sure moving forward, but, you know, the teams really rallied around it, got themselves together, had some big talks in the arena, you know, and moved forward and found, you know, new solutions to their game plan. They found new techniques, better gameplay, better teamwork. You know, they really picked it up moving forward. And, you know, it was a very, very exciting game going to that third game, going to overtime. You know, it's a great, fun game to watch tonight.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our first match tonight as Central Methodist University takes a 2-1 win over Howard Community College. But don't go anywhere, because later tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Connor, we have another fantastic match coming up in the Champions Division. Hocking College faces off against St. Ambrose University. Connor, I know we're pretty psyched for game 2 tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a very, very exciting game, just like the first one tonight. All games that are on this channel are great, high-skill Overwatch players, and it's always fun to watch them clash.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, 5 days a week, you can check out esports action at the collegiate level right here at the NECC. Make sure you follow us online on social media at NECC Games on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, you can watch us live on our Twitch at twitch.tv/NECC_esports. Before we get out of here, we want to say one last thank you to our partners, our friends at Helix Esports, for allowing us to bring you this esports action here. And of course, our linear TV partner, our friends at ESTV, now available on Samsung TV Plus and the Roku channel, bringing you esports action from around the world 24/7 on their platform. And of course, through ESTV, the NFL Alumni Association, bringing past and present players into the esports genre. I want to say thank you to Jacob Van Ryan, our commissioner here at the NECC, and of course tonight our executive producer and director of esports, Caleb Glooby, for taking such good care of us behind the scenes. Until next time, Connor, I guess we'll see you in about 45 minutes, my man.
Sounds good to me. Have a great night.
Absolutely. Until next time, My name is Jaron Bell for Connor Breeze and the entire NECC staff. Have a great night. Stay blessed, and we'll see you for Game 2 between Hocking and St. Ambrose University in about 30 minutes. We'll see you soon. Stay blessed.